3-string cigar box guitar lesson. It's beginners soloing on a 3-string. I'm tuned to open G. It's your A string tuned down to a G, your D string to normal to D, and your 3rd string from a regular 6-string guitar tuned to G. That's probably the most common of the cigar box guitar 3-string configuration tunings. G, D, G. So let's get right to it. We're going to be playing the typical blues scale, which is the pentatonic 5-note scale. First of all, we're going to be using our 3rd finger on the 1st string 5th fret, 1st finger on the 1st string 3rd fret. So it's 3, 5 on that 1st string, and you use your 1st finger on that 3rd fret and your 3rd string on the 5th fret. So when I say 3, 5, that's 3rd fret and 5th fret. Also, you don't forget, obviously, you have your open G note. So it's 5, 3, 0 or 0, 3, 5. Same thing on the 2nd string. Same thing on the 3rd string. Super easy, but it's not so easy to compose a guitar solo. Certainly wasn't for me when I started playing. So I'll show you a few licks here that you can play. Won't take too long, it's pretty easy. So we're only going to be playing the 5th fret and 3rd fret on all 3 strings. So let's go up the scale. We're going to be playing the big string, or the G string, 3rd string, open, no fingers at all. Then you're going to use your 1st finger on the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. Now we're going to do something different. We're going to move over to the middle string, 3rd fret, 5th fret. So we're not going to be playing the open note. We're playing the open notes, which is the no fingers on the 3rd string. So it's 0, 3, 5. But now when we go to the 4th string, it's going to be 3, 5. Why? No reason, just because. This is just a lick we're going to be working on. You want to do alternate picking, so you're going to be doing a down, up, down, up. Down, up. You can see I'm alternating on that middle string, but we'll get to that later. So it's down, up, and we're doing 0, 3, 5. Alternate picking, which means down, up, down, up. Down, up, 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 down. So here's what you want to practice. I'm going up the scale, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. That's a good little practice thing, but doesn't really make such a great solo, does it? So we're going to add a couple of things here. So I bent that 1st string. So what we're going to do is start with the upstroke on 3, 3, play a downstroke on 3, 5, do an upstroke. I'll get to all these up and downs later. Another downstroke, another up, another down. So just start with the 3rd string on the 3rd fret, 1st finger, up strum, down. Same thing on the middle string, same thing on the 1st string. So it's up on the 1st finger, 3rd fret, down on the 3rd finger, 5th fret, up on the 1st finger, 3rd fret, down on the 3rd finger, 5th fret. Same thing on the 1st string. Well, what do I do now? That's as far as I can go, Jag. We can do all sorts of stuff. But let's keep it simple. Yay. So what we're going to do is remember, alternate picking, starting with the up or down. Either way. 100 times and you're done. No, I'm just kidding. Practice that though. Now we're getting fancy. Do that up and down for a minute or two, and you'll get pretty decent at it. Trust me, it's not that difficult. I'm starting on the upstroke, but it doesn't really matter. You can start on the down too. Up, down. Doesn't really matter how you do that. It's good to be able to do it both ways though. Alright, so this is supposed to be a beginner's solo. That doesn't sound much like a solo jag, does it? Well, we're just kind of getting used to the scale. That's the easy scale, and here's the slightly more difficult because we have more notes. Notice some of these notes repeat when I do that, so you want to kind of get creative. So here's our first lick. I'm starting with an upstroke, doesn't really matter, you can start with a downstroke, but make sure you do alternate picking because if you don't learn it now, it's going to be real hard later. So I'm starting on the second string, 3rd fret, 1st finger. I'm doing an upstroke, and I'm using that 3rd finger. 2 frets up. Same thing on the 1st string. Now I'm going to bend that same note I just played. Now let's add some more notes on the way down. We're going to go. Notice how I bent that note when I got to the top, right here. That gives you an extra note on that same fret without moving your finger at all. What you're doing is moving a little bit less than half a step. A step is a fret. So you're moving from not quite here to here, kind of in between notes. And there's all sorts of other tricks. You can play in between notes as well if you like, but we'll get to that later. So the scale, remember, is 3-5, 3-5, 3-5 on the up, but don't forget the opens. So it's open 3-5, open 3-5, open 3-5. But you don't want to necessarily play it in that sequence. Those are the notes in the scale. You can if you want, but it does sound a little weird. So your lesson is to practice that lick. Start with the up, do alternate picking, so you're picking up, down, up, down, up, down. And when I get to that point, I'm doing 2 downs. Notice I'm playing that same string, same fret, but I'm bending up and coming back down. You can make up all sorts of licks this way. You want to bend down on the heavy strings. It's easier to bend those down than it is up. On the unwound strings, like the 1st string, it's easy to bend up, and on the wound strings, it's easy to bend down. The pitch goes up, but you're physically bending down. So work on that. Now, one more thing, go back on yourself. That is repeating certain notes in different sequences. So think of it as something like the sentence, I went to the store. So you might say, I went to the, I went to the, I went to the, I went to the store, I went to the store, I went to the store. See, there's all sorts of different ways you can say that. So for instance, if I'm playing guitar and I play the same notes, I can play them in a different, with a different style. So I can go. So So what you should practice is playing 0, 3, 5 on all 3 strings. Then you want to play 0, 3, 5. Then you want to play 2, 3, 5. In other words, the only open is the 3rd string, the big one. I won't explain why right now, but just practice that. Go down, up with your picking, and go 0, 3, 5. Then you go 3, 5, 3, 5. Then you go back down. And just practice that and get faster and faster. Oops, I threw an open string in there that I didn't mean to. Of course, you don't have to play all your solos like that super fast, but that's a good way to start out playing lead guitar on a 3-string cigar box guitar. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, spread the word. Check out my website, Cigar Box Guitars, just like this one since 2004, and we'll see you later.